We all know per seat pricing in SaaS B2B software. Well, this has been the traditional pricing model for decades in software sales. In today's video, I'll be talking about why this model is not working well for AI-powered software companies and how the pricing paradigm has started to shift. Hey there, my name is Roland Umloft. Welcome back to my channel. I have been working with startups and innovation projects for almost 2 decades as CFO and strategy consultant, and I've been doing advisory on pricing strategy specifically for a good 10 years now. With software, basically being a tool for humans, value scales in a linear fashion with the number of people using it. So why is pricing starting to shift away from this, classical per seat subscription model? There are 2 main reasons for this. 1, something I'd call the efficiency paradox, and 2, really pure and simple unit economics math. Let's start by talking about the efficiency. Generative artificial intelligence and, autonomous agentic workflows, they are fundamentally breaking the correlation between the value that is being delivered and the amount of users. When software is starting to perform the work itself rather than, merely supporting the human performing the work, the unit of value is going to shift from the user to the task or to the outcome. So if AI products deliver the productivity that companies are promising, and that's yet to be proven at this stage, enterprises should eventually also need fewer people and therefore will buy fewer licenses. And that's creating an efficiency paradox that doesn't work so well with a per user license as a pricing model in itself, as you would start selling less licenses, the more efficient your software becomes. Second, let's talk about the unit economics issue. In traditional SaaS, the marginal cost of a user was near zero. So you had this, really high gross margins from your flat fee per user model. And you had security in your gross margin. The problem is that AI features, they're consuming significant variable computing costs, and those explode with usage. This is why we've observed a huge drop in seat-based pricing as a primary strategy, and we're seeing models with a usage-based component emerge over the last 12, 24 months or so. However, this shift is creating a massive problem for buyers, and it is essentially a shift of financial risk from the software company to the client. In the old, SaaS world, the primary risk that a software buyer was facing was something, we would call shelfware. So that means basically you're paying for licenses that are hardly being used. While, this is wasteful, your total cost was always kept by the contract and it was fully predictable. In the AI era, usage-aligned pricing, it eliminates shelfware risk. So this is great. It makes, your purchase more efficient, but simultaneously it makes budgets extremely unpredictable. Because, your AI consumption can be volatile. It can be driven by, seasonal spikes, rogue automated workflows, some, crazy super users. Your costs can spiral. And research shows that, actual AI consumption costs frequently are exceeding the initial estimates provided by the software vendor by, up to 30 or even 50%. So how are enterprise buyers specifically, perceiving this? Honestly, not so great. CFOs and procurement teams, they're used to headcount-based software budgets and no uncertainty, right? So shifting those budgets from labor to variable software is a nightmare and a major stumbling block in your negotiation with a multinational buyer. A standard subscription invoice, it's super easy to process and allocate across cost centers. Variable invoices that fluctuate by 40% month over month is something most of these enterprise buyers, they are just not equipped for that. So what happens? Enterprise buyers are pushing back massively. They're demanding predictability, even at the expense of, those theoretical efficiency gains from usage-based pricing. As a result, some industry leaders actually have adapted their consumption-based pricing models towards, seat-based or fixed-fee hybrid subscription models. These are significantly different from the traditional seat-based models we've seen in the SaaS era. AI hybrid models will always carry a second parameter like, credit caps, AI units, tokens, or so-called, fair use thresholds that are designed to protect the software company's gross margin against any kind of spiraling computing cost. As a famous example, Salesforce's AI product, AgentForce, it was initially priced purely as a consumption-based model. Well, the company now offers buyers a choice between consumption-based pricing, flex credits, and per-user pricing. Also, that assumption that we had behind most of this early AI pricing strategy work of, large-scale workforce reductions, that has not come true, at least for now. So some industry reports actually have shown that, more than half of companies that reduced their workforce due to, AI later regretted that decision. Simultaneously, about 60% of industry leaders, they expect AI investment to actually increase their headcount rather than reduce it, compared to with, just under 20% of companies expecting it to decrease. Well, with hybrid subscription models, enterprise buyers are, essentially paying for capability, not necessarily for outcomes. That budget predictability that we're creating with these models, it does obviously come with large shelfware risk. And let's be honest, AI value in an organization, it's not going to emerge automatically with a software purchase. It's going to require a significant process redesign, something very similar to the, digital transformation efforts we've seen in the early 2000s. Without that work, AI software is going to become the most expensive shelfware that enterprises have ever purchased. Over time, we can expect pricing models to become more fragmented, if anything. Products like, copilots are likely to remain seat-based. Others, like, process automation is more likely to shift towards more calibrated usage or outcome-based pricing. If you found this useful, please hit that like button. Also, please let me know your experience and roadblocks with B2B AI pricing in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more AI pricing and startup finance topics. I'll see you in the next video.